Okay.
Hello there.
Wait.
I'm Robert.
Oh, wait.
Okay. All right. Hi. Hello.
Hey guys.
Hi. Peace and blessings. I'm Robert Woods.
I'm Samantha Woods.
Yes. And we've been married 12 years.
Yes.
And so there's a couple questions I think we're going to answer here. And so I've been told, right, that I'm just going to talk and she's going to interject throughout. I don't know how this is going to go.
He's a talker. Don't
I'm not a
sleep
talker.
on him,
I'm not a
guys.
talker.
He's a talker. He's a charmer.
Nope.
He really is.
Nope.
That's why I'm here.
That's why you're here. Okay.
Right.
So how did I know that you were the one?
Yes,
I knew you were the one. Way back when. I'm kidding. No. I had a crush on her. We attended the same church years ago as children.
Yeah.
And I had a crush on her. She doesn't remember me. She only remembers my brother. And I remind her of that quite often.
And your parents.
And my parents. It was almost as if I didn't exist. I was an enigma. Like I just wasn't there, but I was there, and I saw her, and she would always be surrounded by folks that were in the choir. She loves music, still loves music, and I was just like, man, she's beautiful. I just don't know how to approach her. I don't have the words. I don't have the swag. I don't have the know-how to figure this out. And so I literally watched her for years, not stalking. It was never stalking. I would just always get excited when I would see her and try to figure out a way that I can get around her. It didn't happen. So I think we were like what, 5 or 6 when that was happening, right?
Yeah.
5 or 6 when that was happening. We didn't really connect. Her parents ended up leaving the church. My parents stayed there for a little bit longer. Yeah. We didn't reconnect until high school. Junior year, debutante. Debutante ball was good.
Debutante ball.
Debutante
ball.
Okay.
Which is junior year, 11th grade.
11th grade. And I was seeing somebody at the time, and I was just like, oh my gosh, like here she is. Like I thought she was gone. I was like, I don't know what's happening, but we're in the same space, and a good buddy of mine is doing the debutante ball with us, and I was just like, bro, I need you. Actually, he wasn't. That was for the next year.
Yeah, that was
ended up with another gentleman.
Yeah, that I brought from high school.
Yeah, that you knew from high school.
Phil. Sorry to his name.
Anyways, Phil was your partner, but my partner was Janice Brown. Shout out to Janice Brown.
Oh.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Shout out.
I didn't realize that.
Yep. It was. And
Wow.
but here's the thing. Every rehearsal, you'd be right next to us, and I was just like, I don't really want to be dancing with you, Janice. I love you, but I wanted to dance with Sam, but I didn't even think I could have my steps coordinated.
I was cute.
And dance with her at the same time. She was bad. She still is bad.
Oh.
She was bad. And so I would just poke fun at her, right? I just make fun of her. I just find ways for her to laugh.
I thought it was really a lot, but he just kept showing up.
Yeah, consistency. Be perseverant. And so yeah, man, that happened. And I was just like, bro, like she's so beautiful. Like I need her to be mine. And at this point, we had only just kind of joked back and forth.
Yeah.
Just ha ha ha. But her laugh was amazing. Her spirit was amazing. And I was like, bro, she is amazing. I know I said that word so many times. She's incredible. Amazing, right? And I was just like, I gotta find a way to make this work. So junior year comes and goes. Yeah. Nothing happens. We come back for senior year. I'm talking too much.
No, it's good. This
Okay.
is good.
So senior year happens and is the cotillion, right? So we're getting ready to graduate and go to college, right? And so this is the one that my homeboy, I was dating somebody again, and I was just like, all right, let me be faithful to the relationship I'm in. Don't be a jerk. You know, nice guy. I didn't finish last. Let's be clear. Never finished last. just a nice guy. And so I was respectful, and I told my homeboy at the time, no, homeboy still, currently, very good friend.
Shout out to Chris.
Shout out to Chris. Shout out to Chris. Shout out to Chris.
You done said the young lady's first and last name.
I sure did.
I just said first name.
All right. Shout out to Chris, who was one of the best men in our wedding.
Yay.
12 years ago from the filming of this.
Yeah.
So thank you to Chris, to Anthony, to all the brothers that stood with me and that are still standing with me today. I love y'all more than you know. Anyways, I called. I told Chris. I said, "Listen," I said, "I need you to occupy her. I don't want anyone else.
He did a good job.
I don't want anyone else that nobody else is going to be her partner." And he obliged. He obliged, and I was super grateful. We go through the cotillion. It's a success.
Yeah.
We are at the diner in the town that we grew up in, or I grew up in, but it was local.
I was born there.
You were born there. We were both born there. And so we're outside. Everybody's getting in their cars. Now we're having it's loud at the table, this, that, and the other. And I'm trying to find a way because I realized this window of opportunity is closing,
right?
Because we're getting ready to go to college. I didn't even know where she was going. I knew where I was going. I was staying in state. I wasn't sure where she was going. And I was just like, this girl bad. And everybody's leaving to go to college, wherever they're going, and I may not get my shot. And so
I was staying local.
Yeah, I didn't know that at the time.
Yeah.
We didn't have a conversation about that. I kid you not. Every time I talked to this girl, it was making fun of her.
Yeah.
It was poking fun at her.
That part.
It was just being not a jerk,
just
but being delightfully annoying.
Like this.
Like a gnat. Like a gnat. And so we go to the parking lot, right? Everyone pay the bill. We get ready to leave. Everyone's dispersing. All the cars are there. And your car was parked next to mine.
Yeah.
But you weren't driving your car.
No, my friend Shira.
Shira was driving.
Yeah.
And you were getting in on the passenger side of your own car. I was getting in the driver's side. And I was just like, OMG. She's right in front of me. I can continue to be delightfully annoying, make fun of her and get in my car and drive away and have the what if over my head.
Yeah.
Right? Because I had no idea what was going to happen. I just thought you were going away to college. I was going to college. Life was going to happen and it was going to be a wrap. Mm-hmm. And so we're standing there and
I didn't I have a boyfriend?
Yes.
I had a boyfriend.
No names. Please, no names.
No names there.
No names. And so you had a boyfriend at the time. Don't do that. Stay focused. Stay focused. And so we're standing at the car, and I look at you, you look at me, and I was just like, in my mind is running 1,000,000 miles per hour. Like, bro, what are you going to do? And so I finally got up the nerve to say, hey, I think it would be a good idea if we had an opportunity, or not even an opportunity. I think it'd be good if we hang out this summer.
Yeah.
Is that what I said?
Something like that, yeah.
Something to that effect. I was just like, yeah. So I asked her for her number.
Yeah.
Asked her for her number, and it was the longest pause I have ever experienced. I was just like, it's either gonna make or break. And she looks away.
Because I had a boyfriend.
She had a boyfriend, and I think she knew what it was when I was asking for her number, that I was coming in to be a disruptive innovator in her life. Praise the Lord. And so she gives me the number. She gives me her number, and she gets in the car. I get in my car.
But you have to let them know that I told you I had a boyfriend.
Yes.
He tried to make me seem like I was a player in these streets, and I don't like that.
She wasn't. We won't get into that part, though.
No, but you did. What did you say? Because I did tell you I had a boyfriend.
So that was the conversation the next day.
Oh, okay.
That was the conversation the next day.
You remember everything.
So I called her. Listen, I was working at the movie theaters. One of my first jobs. Working at the movie theaters. I was getting ready to get dressed, and I was like, "Yo, I got this girl's number. I'm about to call her." And the day after I got the number, I called, right? And you know, the Hollywood story is we've been talking on the phone ever since that day, which is true. Back in 2004, right? We've been talking. We did have a little break. But
it happens.
it happens.
You got to get the little sillies out.
So what is interesting is during that first phone call, I did ask, because you told me you had a boyfriend.
Right.
Did you tell me you had a boyfriend the night before? Or you just gave me
I
a
feel
number?
that I told you.
I think you were seeing somebody.
He's
I
trying to
knew you
make
were
me
seeing
seem
somebody.
like I was a player in these
Yeah, I
streets,
think
and
you were
was
seeing
not.
somebody. Yeah, I think you were seeing somebody at the time. And so that was one of my first action items, was to uncover the boyfriend situation. And so I called her the next day, like 10:30 in the morning before I go to work, and we're just talking. And her voice is so angelic and so sweet, and it still is to this day. As annoying as I can be, she still has maintained her posture.
Huh?
Thank you.
You're just persistent.
So she told me that she had a boyfriend. Here's where the rubber meets the road for me. Here's where it gets a bit more disruptive. I tell her in the following conversations, let me know when you dump him. I was not playing. I knew what I wanted. I knew what I had been waiting for. I said, it's on you. I did my part. I made my request known. I said, it's on you now to let me know when you break up with him. And I was getting all the dirt, bro. I was just like, I was that friend. You got that friend that he pops up as a friend, right? And he's just like, oh, tell me what's going on. Really?
They catch you when
that's what's happening. Oh my gosh! Like, oh,
don't give space for that.
She gave space, and Satan crept in. That's what happened. Deception crept in. I was coming to deceive because I knew what I wanted.
It was for good.
It was for good.
It was for good.
Yes. What the enemy meant for evil, lift your hands now.
Oh,
lift your hands.
God.
God meant it for good. And so I made it very clear. So let me know when you get rid of him. And
it was a toxic relationship.
It was not healthy.
It was toxic.
But I knew you were going to make the right decision.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And you did. And I promised you that when you made that decision, she called me, y'all. She called me after she broke up with him. She called me after I was the first phone call. She's like, I just did it. I just did it. And I could tell it was just like,
was frustrated.
Like she was running through the meadows, just running back home to be like, I did it. I'm ready now. And so I had promised her, I said, listen, when you do this, I said, I'm going to take you out to celebrate. And I'm going to take you to Red Lobster. Now, back then.
Come on now.
Red Lobster,
that was a big deal.
For an 18-year-old in 2004
yes.
was a big freaking deal.
That was a big deal, huh?
Right?
It was best lobster ever.
Hey, listen, so we did that. That wasn't our first date, though. We did have a date before I think you broke up with him, though. And that was...
He is really
that
trying.
That was...
I do not recall that. It was not a date. I felt like I was meeting up with a friend.
Okay.
But I don't recall that.
Okay. You call it what you want to call it. We met up.
Not going where I thought I was going to go.
We played mini golf.
Right.
Mini golf on Route 10.
As a friend.
As a friend. But this same friend got the phone call to let me know that the deal was done. Listen, and we've been rocking ever since. I'm not saying it has been easy, or it's not been easy. Mm-hmm. There have been seasons where, moments where, either one of us wanted to just be like, all right, we can just scrap it. Yeah. I can go back home, or I can go back to Jersey and just kind of hit the reset button and just kind of get my life together.
Right.
And say, hey, we tried it. It just didn't work. Mm-hmm. But I think we've made a commitment to each other.
Yeah.
And whether we've said it or not, in the seasons that one of us was ready to quit or walk away, the other one stayed firm.
Right. The other one wanted to fight for it.
Right. The other one wanted to fight for it. Because there's been loss, there's been doubt, there have been fights and arguments and misunderstandings. Yeah. But none of that was enough to really take us out completely. Right. And so for any couple, right, that's getting ready to get married, that's getting ready to commit and say, hey, I want to do life with you, I'm ready to do forever with you. Yeah. I think the two things that I would offer, and I want you to talk, because I've been talking for a while here.
He said, I can't talk for 5 minutes.
It's been going. What I would say is, number one, have patience with your partner. Because the person that you say I do to at the altar, or wherever it is that you do the ceremony, is not the person that shows up months, days, months, years down the line. And so give your partner grace to evolve, and give your partner grace to grow and to fail, but always be there as a voice of comfort. And the second thing I'll say is, both of you can't decide to quit at the same time.
Very good.
What would you say?
I would definitely say ditto to what you were saying. But I would also say, because something that I have struggled with, and I don't want to give you too much clout because he may be like, I told you, but pride. You have to put pride on the shelf in marriage, because it's a lot of compromise, a lot of sacrifice, and you have to be willing to do that. You have to realize that you're not in a battle against each other, but you're in this together as team. And so I would say put your pride on the shelf, be willing to compromise, and really listen to your partner, because sometimes a lot of things can be avoided. Like when you have an argument, or when you're having just a frustrated moment and they do something, you're like, why would you do that? And then you kind of go back in your mind and you're like, man, he was telling me all along, like in little ways. Pay attention to them. Pay attention to each other. And they always talk about communication, but have healthy communication. You can communicate by, that's still communicating. Be healthy in your communication. My husband is a very passionate man, as you can tell. I'm more laid back. I like to have calm conversations. And so he would always tell me that my silence is deafening when he was frustrated. And I can laugh at that.
It's not that funny. I get it now, but it's not. Yeah.
I'm the type of person where I feel like I'm going to allow you to get out. You're obviously in a state of frustration. You're obviously in a state where you're not seeing me. You're just frustrated, so you're kind of going off on your own tangent. And I feel like I'm going to allow you to have your time, get that out, and then when you're in a level place, then I'll have a conversation. You have to figure out what works best for you in your marriage, what works best in terms of healthy ways of having those, conflicting conversations and stuff like that, in a way where you both feel respected. Never make the other person feel like they're underneath you or less than. When he wins, we win. When I win, we win. So I hope that makes sense.
Yeah, your partner, you're not in competition with your partner. Your partner is there to complement, not complete. Right? You should be as whole as you can be before you enter into a covenant relationship with your partner. Whatever trauma you've got to work through, whatever things you've got to work through. I'm not saying don't get married because of that. I'm saying don't expect that person to be your therapist and your spouse, because that's not fair. So I would encourage you, as far as the mental health piece, right? Definitely get a counselor, get a therapist, have a therapist for you individually, have a therapist for y'all collectively, and then be intentional about scheduling time together, scheduling time apart, and knowing what it is that fills your cup and knowing what it is that empties your cup is really important to being healthy and whole, and being present in your marriage. Many people stay married for years, but they they walked away a long time ago,
right? And
so they stay for the kids. They stay because it's financially suitable, or for other reasons. But yeah, I think that would be the.
Yeah, that's good.
That's it.
So I think we'll definitely do some more of these. I like these. I feel like they're important to see people this young.
Yes.
Still going, and there's nothing wrong. There's friends that we have had along the way who are not necessarily still married, and that's okay. That happens. But for the ones that still are, and still, just taking a day at a time, I think it's good to see other ones doing it and just hear like what's going on there. And we're a village. We need to all continue to learn each and every day. I'm learning, even though we've been married for 12 years, and today is our anniversary.
Yes.
We're still learning.
Yeah.
Still a process, still learning, and we're ever evolving. So this will be good. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm for it, man. If we can, share our wisdom and our failures and our experiences with other couples that are preparing to get married and do life together. We are not experts. We just share from our own experiences.
Yeah.
And so, if our experience resonates with you and it meets you in a place where it meets you, well, then good. This content's for you. If it's not, hold on to it. Share it with somebody else.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's us pouring out, right?
Absolutely.
God gives us those experiences that we might be able to share them with others, not to hoard them.
Right.
And so this is going to be, I think, an ongoing conversation that we'll be able to come and share. So excited.
Yes. All right, guys. Well, we are enjoying.
I'm hungry. Can we go eat now?
We can go eat. We have enjoyed.
She's held me hostage. I'd like to go eat now.
He's driving. I was
Enjoy our anniversary. 12 years strong. The Lord has been faithful. You have a great day. We're out. Bye.
Bye.
Tell the people bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.